you all know what you should be doing, but are we doing it? We got a brand new month. I've been telling the team this, I've been telling everybody this. How you end this year is how you'll start next year. How you end this year, how you end 2025. We got 30 days left, 31 days left in 2025. How you end this year is how you will begin next year. How you end this year emotionally is how you will begin next year emotionally. How you end this year in your financial habits will be how you start next year in your financial habits, in your health, in your relationships, in all the things. So now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to get focused, to lock in. Don't wait until December 31st to make your New Year's resolutions. They start now. Your New Year's resolutions start now. Whatever it is that you start doing now is going to catapult you into 2026. So that was Steve Harvey with some reminders for you. Two things, right? You have not because you ask not. What are you asking for? What are you asking for? And how clear are you on those things? Hey, Aaron, how clear are you on those things? How defined are they? I want $1 billion. That's not clear. That's not clear. What do you want it for? Where is it going? How much of it actually comes in? Because no one's just going to drop it on you. How often does it come in? What interest rate, right? Like there's so many details if you're just talking about money. If you're talking about health, how clear can you get in your health? How clear can you get in your relationships? How clear are you? How much are you actually asking for? Or are we sitting back saying, I don't need much. I don't want much. I'm a simple man. I'm a simple woman. I don't need this. I don't need that. Well, then you won't have any of it. You won't have any of it. Remember, again, I've said this over and over again on these calls. I just want to continue to remind you a lot of these things. Life is not about what we get, it's about who we become. So the clearer you are with what you're asking for, the bigger that thing is, the more that it's stretching you and pulling you, the more capacity you have to have, which means the more you have to change, the more you have to become different in order to get the things that you want. That's why the ask is so important. That's why we looked at it last week about selling yourself short and saying, oh, I just need this down here. Well, then you're not going to grow. You're not going to learn. You're not going to become the man or woman God called you to be because your bar is so low. You should have the big unattainable in your mind, the unattainable goal that's just huge. You don't know how to do it. You don't have the resources. You're not the woman to do it. You're not the man to do it. Like you should have those things written down. So it pulls you to become more, to have more capacity, to have more emotional capacity, to have better EQ. Like this is what is needed to get to the life that you don't need a break from. So you have not because you ask not. We need to start asking for more. You need to start writing. And then the second part, write it down. Write it down. Most people do not have their goals, their vision, their dreams written down on a piece of paper. Right? I've shared this with y'all before. I'll share with you again because I'm just getting it tightened up because I'm right talking to myself as I'm talking to you. Right? The teacher always learns twice. So I'm talking to myself. I'm getting ready for next year. So I'm tightening up my master plan to energize and focus. I've showed you this, right? This plan, 18 pages, 16 pages of everything that I think about, that I want to be, that I believe that I should be and am, and all the stuff. It's a reasons why I do what I do. My health plan, my financial plan, my business plan, right? All of the stuff is in there. My spiritual plan, all of it is sitting in this document that I read to myself over and over again. And it requires maintenance. Some of the things that are in there, I've checked off. Some of the things that are in there, I no longer want. It's no longer part of the vision. So it requires maintenance. But do you have it written down? Do you have a document? Do you have something that you can look at when life gets crazy, when all the stuff starts coming different directions? Do you have something that gets you back focused to say, oh, this is who I am. Oh, this is what I want. Oh, this is why I'm doing this. Oh, got it. Okay. I know the family's tripping, but this is why I'm doing this. Okay, I know there's a bunch of stress over here, but this is why. Okay, the financial stuff, the health. Okay, I got it. But this is why. Do you have that? Because if not, that's why we keep getting the same results. Success leaves clues, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard Steve Harvey tell you that all of the wealthy people he knows, all of them do this. All, not a few here and there. All of them have some form of a vision board, have something that they've written down to get them focused on where they're going. So why don't you? Right? Why is this something that falls on the back burner? Why is this something we maybe just haven't believed in yet? Right? If we change our thinking, we change our life. How you think about these types of things, how you think about your vision, how you think about writing things down, how you think about reading it to yourself, how you think about it. If you change this, it'll help you get different results, y'all. We're at a brand new month. We're heading almost into a brand new year. Some of these habits that I know you know these things. I tell you this all the time. We know this stuff. You know this. You've heard this before. But are we doing what we know? Or has life, right, distracted us, thrown us all different directions? And so we're not focused on the things that are most important to get us to where we want to go. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, it says here, champions are bold and daring visionaries. You've got to have a vision. You've got to write it down. This is a must for people that want to get to their ideal life. You can't wing this thing. You can't wing it. You can't just be like, I'm thinking about it, right? Take care, Tiff. You can't just, again, have it in your mind. You got to be able to write this thing down. Here's what it says in the text. It says, one of the most important habits of great ones is the creation, nurturing, and ongoing psychological evolution of their life's vision. Generally speaking, the middle class consciousness is more involved in assisting world class performers in achieving their vision. Amateur performers are aware of what vision is, but don't believe in the concept or themselves enough to create and manifest their own visions. The middle class consciousness needs emotional support of the other people to make their vision a reality. This is where the world class breaks away from the pack. The world class consciousness is so powerful, it needs little, if any, outside support to maintain motivation and direction towards its vision. The great ones have the confidence and clarity to go it alone if necessary. That said, professional performers are the first group to build mentor and support teams. The difference lies in their mental strength and laser-like focus on their purpose and mission in life. Vision to amateurs is a company's statement on the first page of its annual report. Vision to pros is a clearly written 10 to 20 page on average double-spaced document that they see as their personal declaration of independence. It is the result of years of soul searching and self discovery. It's the reason they're doing everything they do. They read it every day and think about it all the time. All the great philosophers of the last 2,000 years have agreed on at least one thing: we become what we think about. Champions know this, so they think about their vision all the time. This is the primary reason for the psychological separation between the good and the great. Good performers turn off their vision when it's quitting time. Great performers never stop thinking about it. As a result, when the good and the great go head to head, it's a mismatch from the start. The great ones create their vision, and then their vision creates them. This is how important your vision is. We become what we think about. You heard Steve Harvey say on every single one of his devices, he has his vision board. It's not a picture of his family. And again, nothing wrong with those things. That's what most people have, right? Picture of your family or picture a loved one or a sunset, like you said. But what if you changed all of the pictures on all of your devices, on your phone, on your computer, on your iPad? It was always your vision board. It was always words of affirmation, the things you're becoming. And that's all you saw. Remember, how do we change our thinking? We change it through our eye gates and our ear gates. That's how we change it. If you watch and look at different things and listen to different things, your mind will rewire. You will think different thoughts because you're taking in different information. You're taking in different stimulus. That's what happens. So this is very simple. You've heard me say it over and over again, but how much are we doing it? We become what we look at. We become what we're thinking about. That's who you become. If you think on fear and lack and scarcity and work, like you will see more of that in your life. If you think on things that you're grateful for, on love, on abundance, you will see more of that. Your vision needs to be written down and you need to plaster it in front of you at all times. In Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, he says you should read it morning, noon, and night. Imagine read what Steve Harvey told you in that video. He said, write down 300 things. 300. He said, your brain will lock up at 75. That is a true statement. That like your brain literally will not be able to think of more things. You'll think you're tapped out. If you spend some time with yourself over these next weeks, over these next days, so that you can start 2026 better, you will start to think about all the things that you want, all the things you desire, all the things in your heart, all the things of generosity you'd like to do, all the blessings you like to have, all the ways you'd like to bless other people, all the feelings you want to feel, all the stuff. You actually spend time with yourself and write that out. Now you're going to have something that if you read it morning, noon, and night, every day, 7 days a week. This is not job mentality, 5 days on, 2 days off. This is every waking day that you have. Every day that God gives you breath, you should read what you believe is the vision that He's given you, the place that you're going. Just like Steve said, watch after a year and see how much of that stuff you actually check off. But I understand this. This, this is hard. Like all the stuff that we're talking about. It's very simple, but it's hard to do. It's we never said this was going to be easy. This is why most people don't get to the life they want. It's because these little things to stay disciplined for the next 365 days, this next 390 days, right? If you add in this month or whatever, the next 400 days, can you read your vision morning, noon, and night 3 times a day? It'll only take you about 10 minutes per time. That's 30 minutes a day of you plastering your vision into your mind. Watch how your life changes. Watch how your life changes. It's no magic. It's just consistently doing the right things, consistently doing the things that are helping you get to the life you don't need a break from. Your mind is powerful. The vision you have is powerful. You got to make a commitment to do this. The action step for today says make a commitment to create the ultimate vision for your life in the next 30 days. Use these 8 life components as a guide: business and career, family and friends, money and finances, recreation and fun, health and diet, exercise, your faith and spiritual life, your social cultural impact, and personal development. You can write these visions as independent components or include them all in one long vision. Use as much detail as possible. I can't stress that enough. A mentor of mine used to always say, we only get the goals that are clear and that are specific, right? With clarity and specificity. That's all we get. We don't get the I want to be rich. We get the I need $1.3 million growing at this amount in this account in order to kick off this amount. Those are completely different statements. So you have to get good at this, right? This is practice. I know we're not good at this because our brains don't typically work this way because we're getting all this information and all this other stuff and we never take time to do this. But this is the stuff that changes your life. Use as much detail as possible to define what you want to be, have, and do in your life. The last step is most important. Write about why you want these things to manifest. Include as much emotion as possible. Describe the feelings you are trying to create through the achievement of your vision. We're all after a feeling. We're all after what we believe this feels like. What will it feel like to have a great marriage? What will it feel like to get back in relationship with your child? What will it feel like to have all the money you want? What will it feel like, right? It's not the thing, it's what it'll feel like. And now we have to go to work building the capacity to handle that life that we're asking for, y'all. But it all starts with your vision. It all starts with writing it down. It all starts with you asking for exactly what it is that you want. That's where it all starts, y'all. We got a brand new month to do it. It's December 1st, right? I want y'all to head into 2026 stronger, more focused, more clear about where you're going and what you want. Most importantly, the man or woman you have to become, the man or woman you want to become. We got to get clear on that stuff and then watch how all the rest of this changes. It'll change how you're thinking about life, which will change your actions. It'll change your habits. It'll change all the things. That means you'll get different outcomes and your life will be different. But remember, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So make this change for me. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. If no one tells you, I will constantly tell you, like your families are counting on you to get this information and do something with it. Imagine that you have this and then you pass this down to kids, grandkids, generations start to understand how powerful this stuff is because you did it first. We got to go out and make it happen, y'all. Do something that challenges you, pushes you out of your comfort zone. I'll see you guys back here on Wednesday. Love you guys.